I was in a single dorm. It was in the corner of the floor my first semester of sophomore year, sort of separated from the rest of the dorm rooms since it was in its own small part. To view the door, you had to round a corner. It was convenient since I could still communicate with my floor mates, ask people over to my room, and have privacy when it came time to do schoolwork or sleep a few weeks into the semester when preparing for a bio test. The quiet was broken by a noise. It took a while for me to understand that it was only a faint tapping on the door. It was so soft that I nearly didn't notice it. I called for everybody to come in, but the door didn't open, so I stood up to open it. Nobody was present. I turned the corner to gaze down the hall. Nobody was definitely playing a joke on me. I returned to my bed and studied again, this time leaving the door open. Nobody returned. The tapping on the door reappeared the following night, a few minutes after I switched up the light in my bedroom to go to bed, although this time it was much louder, more of a banging sound. Asked who it was, the knocking stopped again, and no one responded. I sprang out of bed and opened the door to see that my tiny private corridor was once again empty. I dashed 10 feet from my door to the corner to see the main corridor of the floor. Nobody was present. The following morning, I inquired of some of the other students in the hostel whether they had been teasing me. No one said yes. Someone knocked on my door again the following night, after I had been sleeping for 3 hours, this time louder than before. I couldn't decide whether to open or close the door. I got up and opened the door this time, feeling brave. Nobody was there, as I had expected, but this time I rushed down the little corridor that separated my room, and as I reached the corner, I noticed the back of someone vanishing around the far corner on the other side of the corridor. I rushed as quickly as I could down the hallway, and as I turned to the next corridor, where I had seen the individual a few seconds before, I saw a door at the end of the hallway closing. It was a restroom, not a dorm room. I pulled the restroom door open with vigor, feeling ready to fight whatever this joker was. I switched on the light, expecting to find someone lurking in there, but there was no one there. My initial thought was to check the 2 restroom stalls, both of which were closed. I went down on my hands and knees and peered under the 2 stalls. 2 large black boots were seen from behind one of the stall doors. I inhaled deeply and pushed the stall open. I was perplexed. The boots were on the floor, but no one was wearing them. And then I heard a strange, chuckling noise. Thank you, but not in a feminine or childish way. It was the type of laughter I could only imagine coming from an elderly, insane guy. For some reason, my confidence had vanished, and I was terrified, so I rushed back to my room and locked the door. I climbed back into bed and began texting everybody I had. Of course, everyone was sleeping, but the banging continued that night. I ignored it. It lasted approximately 30 seconds until whatever it was eventually quit. The following day, I chatted with everyone on my floor. No one else heard any banging, and everyone swore they weren't playing a joke on me. Everyone seemed to be serious. I'm not sure why this individual decided to harass me or who this person was based on their boots and laughter, but I've heard he's an older guy, which bothers me.